Hey everyone, welcome to our video number 4 in our Google Classroom checklist series. This is also going to be the last video. Yay! So, in video number 1, we set up a Google Classroom and we also set up our settings under class details. In video number 2, we went under general and set up those settings as well. And then in video number 3, we talked about the classwork tab versus the stream. And then I showed you how to create a topic, specifically that topic called remote learning experiences. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about our Google Classroom's Hyperdoc template. To get a copy of it, just click on the blue hyperlink, and what it will do is that it will force a copy for you, and then it will open up a Google document that looks just like this. So there's 3 sections for special ed teachers here. There's the general information, where if you have any information about your classroom, such as the syllabus or weekly newsletter, you could simply link to that here. We also have what we call a one-stop parent guardian resource page, a one-pager. And this is nice to have so that in case we do need to go to remote learning sometime this year, your students and their parents and guardians can just get all the information they need right from this template. And if they have any more questions, they can go to that one-stop resource page. So if you're curious about that, you can click on this link and it will force copy a document for you. And so let's go ahead and do that so you can see what it looks like. All right, so this is what I used to do when I taught in the science classroom. It was just nice to have because I noticed that, the parent and guardians had a lot of the same questions. So instead of answering it, I don't know, 50 something times, I would just direct them to this resource page and have their questions answered. So I just typed in my old information. Feel free to customize it. It's totally optional. Just whatever to make life much, much, much more easier for you, right? So some types of information you'll find in this resource page is the contact information. So like I said, this would be for my science Google Classroom. It gives them my name, who I am, what my email is in case they need to get hold of me, my office hours, and then I also included the names of all the co-teachers, teaching assistants, and related service providers that all of my students in my classroom see. So I'll type in the periods, their names, and also their contact information. And then if you have RSPs, you would also add that in as well. I have a little section on what program we would use to meet during remote learning days. So we will use Google Meet to meet online. And then I click over to our remote learning expectations. You would also like to post your remote learning schedule if you have that. And it's just some of the things I used to do as a former science teacher. I would also link to the district's bell schedules for 2 hour, half-hour early dismissal schedule. Um, Back in our Google Classroom's Hyperdoc, we do have information at the main classroom, but if you have that in your one-stop parent resource page, then you don't need that section, right? So here, typically, I will tell them all of the announcements will be posted on Parent Square, and I have a link there to kind of forward our parents on how to sign up for that. And then all of my science class assignments, our materials will be posted on Google Classroom, which we just made together. And then I also have posted a link on how parents can get weekly Guardian reports called Guardian Summaries. And then I'll post a link to a PDF of my science syllabus. And since it is a science class, a lab safety contract. I also have information in there about where parents and guardians can access and download report cards and how often report cards go out and who they should contact if they are not getting that report card online. And finally, I just included in there a section on external resources. So just sharing some of the websites and apps and programs that we will typically use in the classroom and will also be a need to access if we do go into our remote learning schedule. So these are just examples. Feel free to customize as per your class needs. So back to our Hyperdoc. So that is the general information section. For SPED teachers, remember that we needed topics for our core four subjects. So you will also need to have your students, ELA, math, science, and social studies teachers hyperlink to their own Google Classrooms in this as well. And if you have any students that are receiving services such as speech, occupational therapy, physical therapy, ENL, RTI, AS, guidance, you will need those people as well to link into their own Google Classrooms in your HyperDocs. If you have more services, please feel free to create more rows as needed. Now, for CTE teachers, you will not need this middle section, but if your students do receive these services, you will need to have those people also link into your HyperDoc template as well. One suggestion is to make sure that everyone has a running Google Classroom before adding their links in. Just to make sure that everything's done and it will just run a lot more quickly just to hyperlink everything in there. You could do this in person during a PD day or set up a Google Meet or if you can't and do this virtually, you can share this. So if you're the main SPED teacher and you're sharing this out to your core subject teachers, just make sure you have that one template and you can share that and add in the emails of your core subject teachers or your additional services, RSP teachers, or those who are offering additional services as well. So let's end this video with how to hyperlink. So let's pretend that I am the science teacher for the SPED teacher. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to put in the hyperlink here. So let's say that everything's done. Our Google Classrooms are set up and the SPED teacher sent me this Hyperdoc template and I just need to link mine in there. So we're going to go back to our Google Classroom that we made together. And remember that gear icon. So we're going to go back to that small gear icon, class settings, and we are going to go back to our general section and copy that invite link. Okay. And then let's go back to our Hyperdoc template and we're going to highlight the text and then right click and paste. I apologize. We're going to highlight the text and on our keyboard actually, we are going to press the buttons Control plus K, letter as in kite, K as in kite. And then what that will do is that this box will show up and then we will paste that invite link and press apply. So now we have an interactive link that goes to my science class and that's all you got to do. All right, so if you do have any other questions, remember you can contact me and book an appointment through my calendar.